Excuse me, miss. What's that you're listening to?
Well, it's a podcast. It's all about this couple from England who are in a lifestyle and they talk about their adventures.
So is that child-friendly then, is it?
No. They say lots of naughty things and they swear a lot. But would you like to listen?
Get in the gym or to your car. With our advice, you could go far. We fuck things up and we make mistakes. And talk about our sexy dates. It's getting hard for this to rhyme. Just as well, 'cause it's bed hopping time.
Hello and welcome back to the Bed Hoppers. My name's Mr. H.
I'm Mrs. H.
This is episode number...
46.
Yay!
We got something right.
We got something right. We are in a bit of a topsy-turvy world right now because we've been to Australia and Singapore.
And we're probably a little bit trying to human right now. Maybe
Yeah.
jet lagged a bit.
Humaning is tougher than I remembered.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult anyway.
I mean, we've been back just over 24 hours.
Yeah.
We've pretty much slept for half of those.
Yeah.
We didn't even remember which bedroom we were in when we woke up or where we were.
No, literally bed hoppers.
I spent 5 minutes of the morning trying to figure out why the colour of the room was different.
And no one has bought me any breakfast wine.
No one's brought you breakfast wine. No one's brought me breakfast coffee.
No.
No one's brought me nothing. I had to go out and make breakfast for you.
So, we're pretty sad bed hoppers right now.
I know. Well, I'm incredibly sad. It was an incredibly emotive day yesterday.
Yeah.
It was a very difficult 24 hours.
Not to mention different time zones.
Well, I can't even get my head around the time zones,
No,
the
me
places, the people. It's like we've spent 3 weeks with amazing people, then all of a sudden we're just left with us two idiots.
Well, that's no bad thing.
Well, I
You're
know,
my favourite idiot.
Yay! Default, default. We haven't got much choice really because you're stuck with me. And it's been nice just having 10 minutes with the two of us together. But it's been really, really weird, and it's quite a come down. So if we appear a little bit topsy-turvy, upside-downy...
More than usual.
It's because we are both emotionally, physically, and mentally all over the fucking shop.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a fair assessment.
So welcome back to a regular episode of Bed Hoppers. I think this is the first episode in a few weeks.
It feels like ages since we talked.
We've been talking the whole time.
Yeah,
it's
but
not
it
like
feels
we
ages
sit there
since we
silently,
did
not
this.
staring at each other.
Yeah, watching some crazy film in the background.
Exactly. Well, what have we got this week?
The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Yeah,
Austin
baby.
Powers.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
my. I think that might be me. I think this film is
It
genuinely.
feels quite fitting that we should watch this.
Yeah, it's kind of like a return to home and a return to me. Austin Powers, probably the closest likeness we've seen on screen of Mr. H yet.
Yeah, you crazy, funny British man.
Oh, thank you. I behave. So, we've got that on the background. So if we do start talking about the film randomly and start giggling away, it's because we're watching that instead of talking to you. Sorry.
Lovely.
We're so fucking sorry. We really are. So, we've been to Australia. We've been to Singapore. We saw some amazing people. But we're not going to talk about that yet.
After giving them all those little spoilers that you are hinting and dangling carrots.
What? I'm not dangling
Yeah,
carrots.
you are.
No, and the reason that we're not talking about that just yet is because we've got like a show that was going back even further that we were supposed to record before we left, that we ran out of time on, and then we were supposed to record while we were on holiday. And
we had too much of a good time.
Yeah, we had a really good time. Spoilers. But, we're here, so we're going to go back to the original one that we were going to say because we don't want to forget it.
No.
And already we are trying to drag our minds back. I mean, the most important thing we got back, obviously, was watching Game of Thrones and catching up and seeing the ending
we're
of
all
that.
caught up now, so that's fine.
And we were able to watch Endgame before we left. So, we're replete with nerdiness. Oh, we saw...
And I watched Detective Pikachu.
Spoilers! Can't talk about that.
Well, no, all right, I won't talk about it.
We're not talking about that.
I won't talk about it, I promise.
That's part of the Australia trip, which we're not going to reveal to you.
Okay.
I know. Right. So, no points for guessing who we saw Detective Pikachu with.
Okay.
Okay. Well, not for you. You know.
Oh,
you
I
were
was
there.
going to say, I remember.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay. It's the one thing you remember about our 3-week hollybobs around Australia and Singapore, and you remember
dear.
who we saw Detective Pikachu with.
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. That's marvellous. So, what we're going to do is we did promise that we were going to go to Vanilla Alternative. I think.
Yep.
I think we said that.
That feels vaguely right.
Which we did.
Just go with it.
We did go with it. Go there.
Yeah, we did.
And now we're going to do our official review of Vanilla Alternative.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're going to talk a little bit about the meat that we had when we went there.
I thought you said a little bit of meat there. Like,
Oh, are you
I'm
hungry
thinking,
already?
like, what did we eat there? I was like,
Well, one thing
bacon
that our
or
friends discovered
steak.
over the last few weeks is that Mrs. H is constantly hangry.
Yeah.
Like really, really flip a
Yeah,
table.
they got a bit nervous, didn't they, when I was showing signs of hungriness?
I think for the first few days, people didn't realise this, but after that, they soon discovered it, and therefore every decision was based around,
Shit, feed her.
yeah,
For God's sake, before it gets too bad, feed her.
which is funny because we've now both got to go on diets.
Yes. Oh, the irony.
Yes, exactly that. Anyway, let's not talk any more about Australia, even
Okay.
though I'll keep dropping it into
You
the
do
conversation.
keep dropping these little spoilers. Then,
Little
don't you?
spoilers, but let's talk about Vanilla Alternative,
All right.
which is perhaps our most favourite club.
It really is. We've been there a few times now. But we've never done it the justice of giving it a proper review.
Yeah, and as part of our tour of the UK clubs, which we very loosely had, we thought it was a good chance to tell you a bit more about it because we do get questions about it every now and then.
Yeah, it's a great club.
Mostly from me where I've forgotten. So this is mainly me recording this so I can remember it at a later date.
So you can go back and listen to it if you want to remember bits about Vanilla Alternative.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
I've got some show notes.
Hey, I don't.
I wrote some shit down. None of it will actually help me in the slightest, but that's okay because, we like to do things in a different way.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So whereabouts is Vanilla Alternative, Mrs. H?
It is Bedford. Is that right?
I don't know.
I thought you knew.
No, I assumed you did.
Oh, all right. Bedford.
I want to say something Milton.
I want to
comes in-
say like Cambridge.
No, I don't think that's right.
No.
Anyway, it's north of London somewhere.
It's somewhere.
It's about 2.5 hours for us. 2 hours.
Yeah, that won't help anybody.
Well, if you live
let's
near us,
see.
you know how long it'll take.
Yeah, that's true. I want to say Bedford.
Okay.
And I want to say vaguely Cambridge.
Okay. Well, I'd say I put some show notes on, but clearly,
Or people could just Google it and find out for sure where it is.
yes, Google
How
it.
about
That would be good. So Google
Right.
Vanilla Alternative, because we like
Yeah.
it. That was a really good review. I think we did really well. I think we've really jumped back into the flow of things.
I mean, if you like, throughout the course of this episode, I could surreptitiously Google where it is. And by the end of the episode, I could just reveal.
Have you ever been able to surreptitiously do anything?
Yes.
Like what?
I'm like a ninja.
Please use the word surreptitious in a sentence.
I am surreptitiously watching The Spy Who Shagged Me in the background.
No, it's quite blatant for me. I can see that you are watching that, Mrs. H, and that your eyes are focused clearly on the cat that Mini-Me is holding right
Fine.
now.
It's somewhere in a place. I will surreptitiously reveal the location later on.
Well, you could do that now.
I could.
We could
Yeah.
just, hold
Yeah.
on. Or I could describe what's happening. So Mrs.
Yeah.
H is reaching for her Samsung Galaxy phone. We're not sponsored by them, but I thought the brand
And
may be useful.
I'm not checking my Pokemon at all, not whatsoever.
No,
not one
she
bit,
is
no.
going to, I
I'm
think she's using
literally
Google.
going to Google.
Google,
right
okay.
now.
So she didn't go to Google Maps, which is an interesting choice.
All right.
She's now searched for it.
Hold, please.
She's now looking at the screen.
Okay. I have found it.
She's scrolling. Bear with me.
It's a place called Tempsford.
Tempsford.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who knew?
no, we didn't.
We didn't,
clearly.
obviously.
So yeah, Vanilla Alternative, all that back clearly, is in Tempsford.
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 Yeah,
Whereabouts
we
is that?
had no idea that was even a place.
It's like north of London, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a place that's north of London.
I can tell you what, it's definitely north of Exeter.
It's yeah. I wonder where it's near. Let's see. Yeah. We don't know.
This is great.
It's somewhere.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. We're clearly on form. So anyway, the Vanilla Alternative is a swinging club that's somewhere near Tempsford, apparently.
Awesome
So
stuff.
it's an old, I believe it's an old pub, and it's on the side of a road or motorway or something.
Yeah, it used to be an old pub / hotel type place, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's quite it's got its old features and it's quite an interesting, quaint building.
Yeah, I'd say so. Now, when you get there, it does sort of appear rather rapidly. And you know you're nearly there when you see the sex shop. If you're coming from the south, you'll see a sex shop on the motorway. And then a few minutes later, you'll see the Vanilla Alternative appear.
Yeah, sometimes you even see it from the road and then realise you've forgotten your husband's shirt and you have to go past it and find a shirt to buy.
This is true. So that's a really helpful thing. So there is
Yeah.
a Tesco, I believe, or Sainsbury's,
which is
about
quite helpful.
5 miles down the road that you can get a replacement shirt should your wife forget her shirt.
That's correct.
So what's the Vanilla Alternative, wife? So
So There's a number of on-site rooms you can stay in.
Should we start with the entrances?
Oh, yes, there's 2.
Yes,
There you
there we
go.
go. So if you're staying, there is an entrance that's, I believe, on the left of the building.
Yeah.
So if you're staying overnight, because you can stay, I think they've got 13 or so rooms, then you go to that entrance. But if you're going to the club, just as a normal club night out, then the entrance is around the other side.
Yeah. But
And I
we
think
didn't know this at first.
No, I think we've only ever been to that entrance once.
Yeah.
It's not often we use the rear entrance.
But I seem to recall that you were really keen on using the rear entrance the first time we got there.
Well, I think that's where we tried, because we saw someone mysteriously hanging around in shadows behind
Around
it.
the rear entrance.
Around the rear entrance. And then we walked around the front entrance.
Oh,
And use that like normal people.
Either way, when you knock on the door, it doesn't make any difference because they won't come and answer it. You have to phone them.
Well, once or twice they have turned up, but ordinarily
Depends on the time of
it's
day you
good
rock
to
up.
have that phone number stored in your phone, because chances
Yeah.
are they won't hear you say,
Exactly.
you've got to give them a call. And
Right.
someone will open the door and let you in
Yeah.
and take your deets.
Yeah, that's exactly that.
So you do have to book to stay, I believe.
Oh, yes, you do.
Pardon me. So you do have to phone up, and you have to be a member, I believe, and submit an application to come in, I think,
Pay in advance over the phone
Yeah.
to reserve a room, yeah.
which is fine. Now, there are ensuite rooms and non-suite rooms.
There are actually quite a few ensuite rooms. I think there's only maybe 3 or 4 rooms that aren't ensuite.
I don't think we've ever stayed in one that isn't ensuite.
No, we haven't. We've been lucky.
They are quite nice, actually, the rooms.
Yeah.
They're very basic, but...
They are, but
they're
for what you pay for, they're really good.
So was it £60?
60 quid, yeah.
60 quid a night, £60 a night. And that's always been really good value. Then you have to pay your club fee as well on top of that. But actually, it's much simpler, we found, to turn up and stay there and then get ready while we're at the hotel and then
Yeah.
just wander downstairs when we're ready.
Yeah.
What we have found, though, is the local area that we're not quite sure where to eat half the time.
No, it's not an area you would necessarily just go to chill out and hang out there. There's a retail park around there, so there's a couple of local hotels if you can't get in, which is quite handy.
There's a Costa nearby.
Yeah,
and
there's
we'll talk
Costa,
more about that. A
KFC, a McDonald's,
An Aldi, is
a
it?
great big Aldi.
Yeah.
So there's quite a few things, but it's not a place you would necessarily just go and hang out at.
No, I've not really encountered a great pub.
There is a pub, but we haven't been to it, so I can't vouch for how good it is.
Well, we've been to a couple of pubs nearby.
Mm.
But anyway, so the point is that we've often found that actually, if you want to chill out for the day near there, the options are fairly limited.
Yeah.
The other thing that we should mention is that they don't supply food
No.
on the location. So they provide a buffet on the night or whatever, but they don't supply food to your room. So
No.
if you do think you're going to be hungry over the course of the night, or if you do want a glass of water or whatever outside of tap water, then bring your bottle with you
Yeah.
and bring your crisps or whatever, or your breakfast snackage.
Breakfast snackage.
Your slightly stale croissant. So bring that with you. So that's really important to remember. So you go in the back door or in the front door, whichever one that you're staying at. Pardon me. Whoa, that was loud.
It was,
It was, wasn't it?
Mm.
My voice is all over the place from being on the plane. So you go up the right hand side, and then you got the sort of accommodation bit, haven't you? And it's
Yeah.
up some not rickety stairs, but there's some
Well,
wooden stairs.
I will say for the ladies listening, you do not want to be staggering up and down there in high heels.
No, that's probably a good shout.
I've learned my lesson with that one.
Well, the men don't also want to be staggering up and down
No,
in
they
high
don't.
heels. So if you're wearing high heels of any sort, man or woman,
Be careful.
Be careful, yeah. It's
Uneven floors, which is because the place is quite old and quaint, and it's a really cool little place, really. But there's a lot of uneven floors and slopey beams and things. So
slopey
be
shoulders,
careful. No, be careful.
just beams. You might want to take those shoes off before you go down the
Yeah.
stairs, unless you're like expert level in walking in high heels.
Which I'm not.
No, Totoro the hero, huh?
Yeah.
So, other than that, the only other thing about the accommodation is that we think one of the rooms that we've been told is haunted.
Well, you believe this. I do not. However,
Hmm.
we have heard that one of the rooms is haunted.
Yes. I've never witnessed this, but I'm still shit scared about going near that place.
I know.
I'm not
But
doing
you don't actually know which room it is for sure.
I think it's the end one.
Okay.
That's the one I believe it is. Like, you go all the way to the end, and it's haunted.
All right. If you say so.
Well, the spirits have often moved me in those rooms, but they've mostly been, rum and cokes and,
Yeah.
and things like that.
All right.
But anyway, so that's the accommodation. It's all very nice and, well, it's all very good. Everything feels like it's of decent quality.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. There's always a shower or a bath in there.
If you get the ensuite.
If you get the en-suites. Bed's always been pretty okay. It is what it is.
Yeah, does the job.
Yeah,
Does what it says in the tin. So if you were to come down the stairs, and I'm waving my arms frantically around, motioning where that would be,
All right.
through the
Double doors.
the double doors by the entrance bit for if you're staying. Then you go into, you're met with this gigantic 4-poster bed.
Yeah, so you're straight into a kind of kink area, aren't
Sex
you?
club, sex club, it's a sex
But it's a
club.
really big room, and weirdly, it's not a room we've spent a lot of time in each time we've gone. We always walk through it and go, oh, wow, we're going to come back here and
Well,
play in this room, and we never do.
It's got lots of sort of BDSM equipment,
Great
like
big
spanking
4-poster bed,
benches
yeah.
and type stuff.
Yeah.
This lovely 4-poster bed. However, I do feel as though that poster bed is a bit of a show pony area.
Yeah, I'd agree with
It's
that.
a put on a show, which doesn't tend to be my thing.
No, exactly. So once you're on that bed, chances are you're going to get an audience because it is.
And I can imagine
Slap
people are
bang in the
aghast
other
at me
room.
saying that I'm not a show pony.
Yeah. Who knew?
I know, right? So as you go through there then, so making a swift movement through, because clearly you want to have a look at the rest of the club.
Yeah.
On the right-hand side, there are some changing rooms with lockers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good facilities.
I think there's a smoking area outside. Not that I've ever seen it or
There
been to
might
it.
be. We've never ventured outside to look, but I there is one. Yeah.
Yeah. But on the left-hand side is the... It's an injustice to call it a jacuzzi.
The wet area.
The wet area.
is amazing.
So their pool is fantastic. I don't believe it's chemically filtered.
No, I don't think it is either.
Or if it
My eyes
is-
are never quite so stingy in there as they are in other places I've been to.
It doesn't seem like it's filled with chemicals, and we rarely feel awful coming out of it.
It's really quite big for a wet area, and it's
Wet area?
it's got beautiful lighting all around it, so
Mm-hmm.
it feels like really ambient and not tacky or anything. It's just really quite well put together, I think.
Yeah, and surrounding it are a number of sort of bed areas.
Yeah.
And everything about Vanilla Alternative is open plan, so there aren't really any.
There's no
sort of-
private playrooms,
No.
unless you
Unless you
stay
go
on
back to your
site.
bedroom, yeah. So there's as you go in, and you've got your pool area on the right hand side. There's about 3 or 4 little bed sections.
Yeah, and they're sort of arranged around the outside of the pool in a kind of rectangle. So, but they're quite a way away from the wet zone, as it were. So
And then on the other side of the pool, there's like another little sort of.
yeah, there's another
Play
set
area.
of play areas. Yeah,
Now, if you go through, there's a little sort of passageway. There's a lady glory hole area.
yeah, which I previously hadn't encountered until last time I went.
Spoilers!
That's all right.
We'll be talking about this in like, I don't know, 5 minutes or something.
Fine. There's a Lady Glory
Miss-
Hole area.
Mrs. H has never gone onto this at all, whatsoever.
Her.
Moving swiftly onwards.
Yeah.
So, following that around, there's a wide open space area with about 8 or so beds
Yep.
where you can get down and get funky.
Yep.
Yep.
Again, all really nicely lit.
I think it's got like a red kind of light
Yeah,
theme.
around the wet area, it's like quite green lights, and then further in, it's like red lights. It's
You
really
sure it's
nice.
green?
Yeah, there's lots of green lights around the wet area. I remember.
I don't believe this.
Okay, we'll have to go back there and check.
No, we'll have to go back and have a look. So there's the open sort of play
Yeah.
area, and then further through, so we've come around in a bit of a circle back
Yeah.
to the passageway,
Mhm.
and then you hit the bar.
Oh yeah, it's really quite a big area. This, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it then goes into a kind of big seating area.
So yeah, so the right of the bar is a big. The bar, it's a licensed bar, so you can buy drinks there.
Mm. Yeah.
And what they do is they add it to your room key or
You have
your
a
band or
wristband.
whatever while you're staying there, your locker key, and then when you check out, then they charge you the total amount that you spent.
Yeah, that's right.
So you're not constantly having
It's really
to
handy.
get all your wallet out and all that sort of nonsense, which is fine. So on the right hand side, there's some big sofas, and then there's like a reading area where you've seen the cat a number of times.
I have.
I say
That-
reading area, it just looks like
a
it should be.
reading area. It does look like a library.
Yeah.
And this is what I love about Vanilla Alternative. It doesn't look seedy. It actually looks really well put together, and it's a really sort of classy area to go and sit with people.
Well, what I like about it is that the music isn't too loud there, so you can actually have
Yeah.
a conversation with people.
Exactly. You can move away
Um,
from the bar and you can just go and sit, and there's like really big settees and a big table you can put your drinks down. So you're not constantly holding your drink and drinking it because there's nowhere to put it.
Oh, I do that anyway.
I know you do, but I like to put my drink down a few times so I'm not just like galloping through them. And there's
Galloping.
galloping.
Why would you be a horse? Would you not be galloping?
Galloping through my drinks.
Yeah, if you want to be Roald Dahl.
So it's a really nice area. It's
Great
there
review.
has
I
been
like
a
it.
cat. There has been a cat wandering around a number of occasions as well.
Great area.
Thanks.
So by the bar there are some toilets.
Yep. Oh, really, really good ones. Do you know what? The number of times I've gone to clubs and thought, oh god, these facilities are shit.
The number
These
of
are
times
really
you've taken a
good.
shit in a club bathroom and gone, this
Shush.
isn't appropriate for me to be shitting here.
I
My
don't
arse
wish
is far
to take my ablutions in these facilities. No, the facility's actually really great.
They
There's
are good.
great big mirrors in there, well lit, very well provided with, sort of loo paper and stuff. It's a nice area.
And it's a mixed bathroom, isn't
Yeah.
it? So there's sort of sinks at the side, and then there's boy toilet, girl toilet,
Yeah.
boy toilet, girl toilet,
But
whatever.
they're
it might
really
be.
decent.
Yeah, which is and it is all nice. Although I do find by the end of the night they are a bit of a state as the number of
as you would
drunken
expect, but...
bed hoppers come wandering through there taking their ablutions going
Are there more lockers around there as well?
on.
I'm trying to remember.
I don't think so.
There's plenty of lockers either way. But, yeah, all right. Cool. Back into the bar then.
Back into the bar. So to the left of the bar, and the bar's quite big, to be fair.
Yeah, it is good.
So there's plenty of space for you to lean on the bar, and the staff floor was really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little sort of disco area and another little seating alcove.
Yeah, I have seen people asleep on that area.
Yes, we
Towards
have.
the end of the night.
We have indeed. And then
There's a pole.
There is a pole,
Mm.
and I've not really seen many people dancing
No.
there. Occasionally, there's one or two, but
I imagine on themed nights it might get used more.
we've been there on theme
Perhaps.
nights, and it has been a bit busier. To be
Yeah.
fair,
But there's a good pole there, and I think there's a little DJ area as well. If
Mm.
yeah.
so then you've got the couples area, which is for couples only. So I think on a Friday night they let single males in.
Yeah.
A limited number of select
Mhm.
single males, as far as I know. And there's sort of seating to the right hand side, so it's like a wall of sofa where
Mhm.
you can sit and chat and play if you want, and then it descends into this sort of almost tented
Round
area,
room.
round room,
Mm.
with this big round sort of play area.
Yeah, it's cool.
Which
We've
is
been in
quite
there a
cool.
number of times.
Yeah, we've had some
And
fun
there's a
there.
few mirrors in there as well.
Mm.
Areas around the side to put drinks down. what
Yeah.
have you, so
Which I always find is a bit weird because you put your drink down on that side and it's like a metre and a half to get to. You almost want like a little side table.
you should suggest that to them.
Maybe.
Can we have side tables for the round play area?
Well, I think they
please?
listen. Side tables, please. We'd like some of them.
And it's again the lighting in there is quite different to the rest of the club. It's quite sort of blue.
Are you sure it's blue?
I'm sure it's blue.
I'm sure you're just picking colours out of your ass.
not.
It's orange! Orange, I tell you!
It's kind of like bluey ultraviolet vibe to it.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Wait, which argument have you paid for? The full 20-minute one, or?
Yes, it is. So yeah. That's what we've descended to in the lack of practice for 3 weeks and just having normal conversations and not presenting a show.
Yes.
Our take is so yeah.
Yeah. I think
Right.
that's pretty good.
That's
what
pretty
you're gonna
much.
get from me today.
Yeah. So yeah, right, yeah. Well, they said it's a really good club, but what you said, nothing. What would we give this out of 10?
Out of 10. Wow. Do you know what? I love this club.
Do you know what?
I really do love this club. I would consistently go back there. I would have no hesitation recommending it to people. So I'm going to give it a 9.
9.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I really love it. It's great. I've never had a bad experience there.
Well, you have. We've talked about it on the
Not
show.
as a result of the facilities and the actual place.
No, that's true.
It's more down to behaviour.
Before we give it its final score,
All right.
what do you think of the people that are there? Because often we get asked if it's a bit cliquey. cliquey.
That's a good question.
A good question I have fired towards you. Answer it, you shall.
All right. Well, we've been there on times when it's been quite quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on whether there's an event going on or the sort of day of the week you go, it has been quieter on occasion. We've also been on a themed night, which was rammed.
Yeah.
I personally don't feel it's very cliquey
Mm-hmm.
compared to some we've been to, where people clearly go in, they know each other because it's their local place to go. But I didn't find this at all. So I don't think it is cliquey at all. I think you can go there either on your own as a couple or with people that you know, and you'll probably still meet people there.
Yeah, I think we've generally it's been pretty
Yeah.
good. I think there are groups of people there, definitely. But
Mhm.
equally, we've kind of bustled our way into those groups of people before, and everyone's been quite welcoming or happy to introduce us. So, I think it's one of those things. If you were to just sit there and observe, I think it would feel a little bit clicky. But then I think a lot of clubs are that way.
I think that is the same for any club you go to, yeah. If you're lucky enough to get there a little bit earlier when newbies are starting to get their tours around the club, that's quite useful because
that's a great time to swoop in and snatch them.
I mean,
introduce yourself.
It is useful because they look like rabbit in headlights and they're sort of wandering around as well going, oh my God, what do we make of this place? So you kind of see couples earlier in the evening before it gets busy, and you could always, make a note to go back and find them and talk to them later.
Make a note.
Make a note. Take this down.
Boy.
Make a mental note.
Write this down for me. Walk and talk. Walk and talk, sir.
No, and if you hover around the bar as well, there's often like couples and people just, hanging out and wanting to chat.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we've been lucky enough to just talk to people we don't know there before quite easily.
That's true. I think there's been the odd night. I think we've been there once and we didn't make so much effort. And it was all a little bit quiet for us.
So that's down to us, maybe.
Yes, I think
we've learned
that's
from
the thing. So, and it's recognising that actually, if you do go and talk to people, generally they'll be pretty good. We've not noticed any particularly bad behaviour there, particularly drunken behaviour or anything like that. So it's been.
I think the owners are really good. They're really, really, really. They listen to you.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And that's certainly been, and the old chap that shows you around.
He's great.
He's a little darling.
I really like him. He's
cool.
Awesome.
So hello there. We think he listens.
He does.
Hello.
He does listen. He's a really nice guy, and he just loves showing the club off because it is a great club.
Mm. And he's right. It is. It is a good place. So my score then, I'd give it 8.5.
Ooh. Maybe I give it an extra half point for the cat.
Maybe. I think. Overall, it's a really well decorated club. I feel like I'm in somewhere that has had a lot of love and attention to it.
Me too. It's well maintained.
That it's got a good atmosphere. I think sometimes it can be a little bit quiet, but again, you've got to pick your nights. When it was rammed, I didn't like it because it was too rammed. So I need somewhere. I'm never truly
it's a difficult
happy.
balance to get right.
It is. I love the wet area. I think that's fantastic. I think that the reason I've knocked a little bit off is really around the lack of private playrooms.
Okay, and you do like a private playroom.
Yeah, I don't like to put on a show.
I know.
And I do feel like often it sort of forces you to do that. That said, because we normally stay, there isn't a problem with that. We're able to take someone back. But if we haven't, on the occasions where we haven't stayed, we've been less inclined to play or get in the pool or whatever because there's just a bit more faff involved. Now, I think if they had one or two little rooms, they needn't be very big. I think it would be absolutely knockout and stand out.
All right, that's fair.
But I love the chilled out area. I love the couples area. I think that's a really cool little vibe. The disco's neither here nor there because not disco, but you know what I mean.
I know.
The little dancey area. It doesn't really do anything for me particularly. I think the little the gigantic 4-poster bed area, whilst it's not my cup of tea, it has enough stuff in there to keep, to light touch your way through some BDSM stuff. So
I agree. I think it's really well put together.
Yeah, I think overall it's a really good place. It's the lack of private rooms and just the odd little moment in there where I think that it needs a little bit of a nice touch that would really welcome it. Like the, not being able to put your drinks next to you in that round room and some bits like that. That's not the end of the world stuff. It's just we've been to some clubs where that sort of thing has been really thought of. Now, what I can't remember, and I don't think it does, I don't think it provides condoms or lube around the club.
I don't remember ever seeing them actually.
So my take would be is that sort of thing is something they should probably look at.
I agree. I think actually now I do remember a time when you actually had to walk back to the room to get stuff. Yeah. And it would have been helpful if it had been a bowl nearby with stuff in. That's all.
Keys.
Keys.
So that would be my review. So I'd give it a good 8.5. Little room for improvement, but overall, it's possible. I think it is my most favourite club.
It's my favourite club.
And we've got some interesting. We've got another review coming up next week, or maybe or next episode on maybe another club review, and we'll see how that stacks up.
Yeah. Right.
So that'll be see how that compares.
Look at you trailblazing the next one.
Yeah, I know, right? I've talked all about all the stuff I'm going to talk about, but I haven't talked about anything actually itself. So anyway, that was Vanilla Alternative. What we're going to do now is a quick musical interlude.
Ooh. Are you going to get your lute out?
I'm going to get my lute out. And then we're going to talk a bit about a recent meet that we had at Vanilla Alternative.
Ooh.
Now, these are listeners.
So you're applying context to the review we just did.
I know, right? Applying context so we could talk about the locations that you now have in your mind that have been explained so clearly and delightfully.
Wow.
Red light! No, it's a fucking green light! No, it's a fucking red light! And I'm sure they'll be delightfully nervous to see how we review them. No, just joking, guys.
Oh
We're
my
just
God. Jesus. That's hard.
Now, out of 10, what would... right, okay.
You might want to play your lute for a while I think about this.
Yeah, all right then. Loot time. Let us tell you the tale of Barney Stinson and Emma Stone.
Are you inspired by your lute playing in the interval?
Yeah, I was. Even though it was just me playing a recording of me playing the ukulele. In fact, one of the things that I was going to mention is that, once again, I've forgotten how to play my own theme song. So, a little spoiler alert for next week or next episode.
I'm so glad it's not me dropping this litany of spoilers everywhere, because you'd be telling me off.
Is that I tried playing it and couldn't fucking remember it. That's what I'm saying.
Shame on you.
Shame. Shame. Someone ringing a bell. Shame.
It should be.
Shame.
I'm going to make you a great big pointy hat and you can go and stand in the corner and think about what you've not done.
Is that because I'm a wizard, Harry?
And it's because you forgot you're in the theme tune.
No, that's true. It was pretty bad. It's written in my special notes book.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I think it's in the Rick and Morty one, not the one with tits on it.
So maybe one day these are going to be immortalised in some Hall of Fame and people are going to bid for them on eBay and
like the lyrics to Imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's in my head.
In your head, that's how it's going to pan out.
That's how it's
right?
going to pan out. It is
The
exactly
original lyrics to the Bed Hopper theme tune.
Yeah, and I can't even remember how it goes. Though strangely enough, I remember the music I wrote for the Swinging Down Under Desire music.
Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
That one I can always play.
Ah.
But our own fucking theme tune, I think it's because I bashed that out and was like, yeah, that's good. That's solid gold there. That's
Solid
a
gold.
chart topper.
Uh-huh.
Released it into the wild and then promptly forgot it. Even the dog's getting angry at that.
All right.
So,
you're
yes.
going to tell the ballad of
Let us
Barney
tell you
Stinson
the
and
tale
Emma
of Barney Stinson. Well, okay, Yoko. Well, clearly the dog's really happy to have us back.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Let us tell you the tale of Barney Stinson and Emma Stone. The name's what we have given the people which we are about to talk about. For legal reasons, we're unable to reveal their real names.
And because they remind us a bit of those people.
Yeah, well actually, no. There is a very tenuous link on Barney Stinson.
Yes, there is.
The likes of which
You're not going to go into.
I'm not going to go into because it'll give away their real names.
Oh my God.
And also Emma Stone because she looked a lot like Emma Stone. In my
Yeah,
head.
and you really like Emma Stone.
I do really like Emma Stone.
Well, you said that then. I really do.
I really like Emma Stone a lot. The actress.
We were
but
watching a film on the plane on the way home with
The Favourite.
Yes.
That was really
With
good.
Emma Stone.
I highly recommend that film. It's a bit bonkers,
It was very good.
but the director, whose name eludes me right now, we're not going to go to Google.
Well, it
His
was
previous
about
stuff was
Mary
great.
Queen of Scots, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a really fab film, actually. I really liked it. Quite offbeat, sort of black comedy kind of thing. I also watched The Boy Who Would Be King
Oh
by
yeah.
Joe Cornish, who used to be in the Adam and Joe show.
Yeah.
He also did Attack the Block. I enjoyed it. It was a kid's film, clearly.
Yeah.
But it had a sort of Arthur and Merlin and Patrick Stewart was in it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Patrick Stewart
I
was
like
in
him.
It was great.
I nearly spat my tea out then.
Really?
Yeah, the mere mention of Patrick Stewart, I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, all the liquid went into you and out of you at the same time. Clearly. What else did I watch? I watched the Predators one, the Shane Black Predators one, which was okay, but not great.
Not great.
Not great, but yeah. Anyway, Game of Thrones. So
Yes.
I really liked the ending. I thought it was quite good. I thought it was an
Don't
okay
be
ending.
going down the Game of Thrones route now.
Don't be going down the Game of Thrones. Anyway, so
Back to Emma Stone,
yes.
which I'm sure is not a terrible hardship for you to return to that.
Emma Stone, the actress, is normally in my mind quite a lot.
All right.
I'm just going to sit here and think about that.
I can see that.
Yep.
Anyway.
So how do we meet them?
I believe they tracked us down via our Bedhoppers account. For the
Those
listeners.
cads
Mm-hmm.
using our own account to track us down. So they got in touch with us.
I'm glad they did because their profile was really hot.
They were pretty hot.
Yeah.
I mean, they still are. one assumes.
What one assumes they are still hot.
Yes.
I mean, we haven't lost any hotness in the sort of 3 or 4 weeks that we've been away.
Well, we've lost quite a lot of hotness in the 3 or 4 weeks that we've been
Now,
away.
don't say things like that.
We've just eaten all the drunken,
Stuff.
all the done none of the.
Yeah.
In fact, it took us 8 minutes just to pull ourselves up onto a sofa. And where is my fucking breakfast wine?
I know.
Or lunch wine?
I mean, it's turning into lunch wine now.
We had car wine on holiday. Car wine.
I know. That was... Yeah, you're dangling more carrots here, dear.
I know.
Yeah.
But that's not a
We
carrot
did
that's
have car
dangling.
wine, Yeah.
It's my gut, because it's too fucking big now. Now I need to go to the gym for like 8 weeks to make up for the 3 weeks worth of holiday that we had.
Yeah, how does that work? That's not fair.
It's not fair. We're going to the gym after this as well.
Oh my God, all right.
All right. Anyway, so they got in touch with us on the Bedhoppers account and told us they were going to the Vanilla Alternative.
Yes.
And they were trying to get a group of nice people there.
Some like-minded couples that all would be convening at the same time at Vanilla Alternative. which
Yes,
would be
like an
awesome.
Avengers Assemble moment.
Yeah, exactly like
Yes. So me as Iron Man was showing up, and you as Jarvis.
that. You what? Fuck you.
Yeah,
Jarvis.
which Avenger are you then?
Well, currently I'm none of the Avengers. Or maybe
Hulk?
all of them,
Hulk?
the size collective.
Hulk, because every time you get hungry, you get angry. Mrs. A-Jam Smash!
All right,
Hungry!
You are treading on thin ground here, so...
I can do that. I can fly as well, because I'm Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Go back to your story
Yes.
before you drop any more references to how much weight I've put on.
Hang on. All right, fine. We're going to cover that in the next episode. So, what's going on in the film? It's the delightful shadow play bit in the tent where they're sticking things up or pulling things out of his arse.
Yes, it is that indeed.
It's amazing.
Anyway.
It's so good. I'm just going to sit back and watch this while you
So we
talk
had
for
this
5 minutes.
Avengers Assemble moment where we were hoping to get a group of like-minded people to go to Vanilla Alternative,
Well,
and we were going to meet Barney Stinson and Emma Stone amongst those people.
The call was put out.
Yes.
And we put on our show and social medias that we were also going to Vanilla Alternative.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to meet us, we would be there.
And a number of people did reach out and say they were planning to
They did.
go.
Which was
on the same day.
amazing.
Yeah.
I'm always slightly surprised that people want to meet us, especially the way we're carrying on here. It's terrible, isn't it? But it was really cool because a number of people got in touch and said, "Yeah, we'd love to meet you," or "We're going there that night." So
Yeah.
if we happen to walk by you, we may say hello if you're really lucky.
So we booked our room nice and early in advance.
Yeah, we got it. Quick
Yeah.
snap, done that, and we got on a kick with them. I think.
Yeah, there was a group kick for a little while. That's
Well, there were 2 kick groups. So there's
Yeah.
the kick group that we had with
Emma Stone
Emma Stone
and Barney.
Barney. Oh my God, you're struggling not
I
to say
really
the names.
am.
You're really struggling not to do this. So, it's fair to say that Barney Stinson loves to chat, I think.
Oh, so do you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really nice actually, just chatting away and figuring out that we like a lot of the
Realising
same
how
stuff.
much stuff we had in common was
Yeah,
awesome.
that was really cool. And then they started a kick chat for the group that was
Yeah,
going,
that's right.
which quickly they all sort of dropped off, really, didn't they?
Well, I think it emerged that quite a few people either couldn't make the date anymore.
Had double
or-
booked it.
Yeah, there was various sort of
The
degrees
kids
of
had
interest.
just passed ninja school. There was a Godzilla attack. One of them left to race pods, like Anakin.
Yeah, so it kind of dwindled back down to the 4 of us again.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that was awesome because I was already sort of feeling a really great connection with them.
Yeah, so we decided to sort of catch up with them beforehand
Yeah.
on the day, because they were also staying at VA.
Yes.
VA, that's shortened Vanilla Alternative, just in case you hadn't managed to
You
catch
and
it.
your acronyms.
VA,
Mm-hmm.
dropping it in. So we decided to meet them earlier and catch up for an hour or so
Yeah.
before we were all to get ready and sparkle up for the club. Now, as we mentioned with Vanilla Alternative, what we found is that there aren't a great number of places to catch up.
No, it would have been nice to have some pre-dinner kind of thing going on, but there's nothing really that lends itself to catching up over a few nice drinks and food.
No. So we ended up
Costa.
in Costa Coffee, which, to be fair, isn't so would be our standard
It's fine.
weekend. What are we doing now? Oh, let's go have Costa and a sandwich.
I do recall it was a community day for Pokemon, and I was unable to participate because I was so ensconced in our pre-club catch-up. Do you remember me moaning about it on the way back to the car?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do. Actually, no, the conversation post-car went a bit like, weren't they nice? Yes, they're really lovely. It'd be so nice to catch up with them. Great. Pokemon.
I missed all of Community Day because we were there for the 3 hours.
Did you not get your requisite shiny or whatever
No.
it was? Oh, no.
I
Who
know.
gives a fuck?
Me.
Aw. Nobody. Anyway, if you do have a friend code for Pokemon, fuck you. I'm fed up getting them through on our email. I don't want any more. She's got enough friends.
I made so many new poker friends in Australia.
We're not going to cover...
You've been dropping spoilers every 2 minutes. It's my turn to drop a spoiler now.
Fuck's sake. You literally had people, anyone you met, you were
Yes.
poker friending.
Honestly, we're very glad to receive my friend codes.
Okay, right. Well, we're going to be talking about Pokemon next week, folks. Feel free
Yay.
to skip the episode.
No.
We'll let you know what time the Pokemon shit kicks off, so you can fast forward that piece or listen to it in double time if you want.
Why do you hate my face so much?
Because you gotta be the very best, like no one ever was. No?
Yes.
Okay, so we met them, had a coffee. They were lovely.
Yes.
So they were attractive, yes?
Oh, they were lovely.
Pictures more than
Yeah, more than did them justice. They were very lovely people. Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, definitely.
And they were both engaging.
Yes, they were really, really nice to be around. And before I knew it, 3 hours had passed by.
Okay, so out of 10, what would you give
You are not rating people that
the
you
coffee
meet.
that you had in Costa?
You are. Oh my god! Do you remember they gave me a free muffin?
Oh my god. They gave you an out-of-date muffin because you were hungry or hangry
I was
again.
hungry,
And you're
I
getting...
was going to buy the muffin,
Yes.
and then she said, "Oh, I can't sell you this."
You're probably getting this woman into trouble.
Well, no one knows her.
Yes, but... Okay,
They
fine.
were anyway. She said, "I can't sell you this muffin because it went out of date today, and I have to throw it away." And I must have looked really sad because she said to me, "But I can give it to you for free."
I'm going to place it in the bin, but you have to pull it out.
She didn't put it in the
I
bin.
know.
She said, "I can give it to you for free because I've got to throw it away. And it's then up to you if you want to consume it." I was like, "I will eat it."
Nom, 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 nom. You didn't even think about it. You were already...
nom, nom.
Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah, I had no qualms about eating that.
I know you had no qualms about eating a free muffin.
And then we hot-footed it to Aldi
Oh, yes.
to purchase some drinks for the evening.
Well, we've forgotten our glasses, haven't we?
How annoying.
Which was really frustrating. So we've bought, we've got like a sort of travel drinks bag for special lifestyle
bag.
events.
Yeah.
Cool bag.
Yeah.
And we've also purchased a number of glasses or plastic receptacles.
Because I refuse to drink champagne out of anything less than a wine glass shaped thing.
Yes, I know. So because we'd forgotten those glasses or receptacles, we then had to purchase some gin glasses that were on offer there.
Well, we didn't have to, but we found them and they were like, "Oh, these are cool."
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we've now got a butt ton of gin glasses as well as plastic ones that we've forgotten. So the gin
we
ones are
bought
staying.
some
from
champagne and we bought some snacks. It was pretty awesome.
Aldi champagne, living the
And
dream.
for some reason, we were going around Aldi singing Jurassic Park harmonica.
Because they hadn't seen it. It's my favourite clip.
Yeah.
I'll find a link somewhere, but if you've not seen it, it's great and it's beautiful.
pretty
and I've talked
funny.
about it a lot, and I continue to promote it at every available opportunity. So all we've talked about really is going to Costa. It's brilliant, isn't it? We've managed to fill a good 15 minutes of that, which is fantastic. So we went to Costa, then we went to Aldi, and then we went to Vanilla Alternative.
Yeah. And we had our nice sort of hour and a half chilling out time of getting ready and showers. You had a little power nap.
Yeah, I think it was. I recall that on that evening there were a number of shows that had come out podcast wise.
Yes,
That
there were.
were winding me up something chronic.
Yeah, I do recall that.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. But I was annoyed and frustrated and angry and about to flip a table at any moment.
Much like me when I'm hungry.
Yeah, and not to the point where I downed a bottle of wine because we all know where that leads.
You did not.
I did not down a bottle of wine. We did drink quite a bit that night though.
That's fair.
I think, and I don't
Yeah.
think they normally drink anywhere near as much.
They are super healthy.
They
oh
are.
my goodness, they put me to shame.
Yes.
They're super healthy,
Mhm.
super fit.
Mhm.
They don't drink a lot.
They're younger than us.
Yeah. man.
So we had a few drinks in our room,
Yeah.
and then they joined us in our room, didn't they? For
Yeah.
a pre-drink.
Before we went down to the club.
Yes, and we ended up chatting for
That pre-drink turned into like 2.5 hours.
and like 3 bottles or something. I think.
But I loved it. I
It-
had such a nice time chilling out on the bed next to this beautiful Emma Stone
Mm-hmm.
with the delightful Barney Simpson to my right. And we just chilled out, didn't
Yeah.
we? We just drank our way through a couple of bottles and chilled and chatted and just had a really, really nice evening.
I know. You make it sound like I wasn't there.
You were there. You were to the left of Emma Stone.
Was I?
Yeah, you were kind of on and off the bed, like holding court and wandering around filling glasses and whatnot.
Really?
Hmm.
That's how I remember it. I had a monocle. I had a brandy glass. Of course, when Father gave me the yacht, it was a
Exactly.
terrible situation. That one simply couldn't lower one's standards with the way that one was being treated. It was brilliant. It was
It
good
was a
fun.
great chat.
But-
I loved it.
As a result of that, we did miss a good chunk of the intro part of the night to VA. And quite
Yeah.
often that early first couple of hours is the bit where you make a lot of your connections, you
Well,
find out who's
It
there.
is, but equally, I was having such a good time building a connection with this lovely couple. I didn't really feel like in a rush to go downstairs and miss out on what was happening.
And it's true. Actually, one of the things we did forget to mention is that when we turned up to the to VA, another couple that we've been in touch with who were listeners showed up at the exact same time.
Oh my goodness. That was so funny because I looked hanging. I was like, damn it, why did they have to meet me now? Dragging all my shit in from the car and looking like, looking awful.
So apologies, guys, if we weren't the friendliest at that point.
I did apologise afterwards.
Yeah, we were all of a kerfuffle.
We were a little bit.
Yeah. Because we were running late, a little bit late, I think.
A little bit late, and we'd had like 7 cups of coffee, so we must have looked a bit twitchy.
Yeah, a little bit frightening. I think they figured out who you were first, I think.
Yeah, probably because I was, I don't know, moaning about Pokemon or something.
Probably. And no, they were really nice.
Yeah,
and
they were
were in
lovely.
the room next to us, I think.
Yeah,
or
a
on-
couple of doors down.
So, yep. So hello to those guys. You know who you are, hopefully. And if you don't, then...
Yeah, she used all the hot water.
What? You can't say that.
I just did.
You can't... That's not
He
true.
threw her under the bus.
Did he?
Yeah, because I was in a chat with them and I said, oh my God, my shower's just like really cold. And he said, yeah, that'll be her. She just used all the hot water. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, not me. Right, okay.
They were
So-
nice. They were cute.
They were cute. So we eventually made our way downstairs and met a couple of other listeners that were down there.
Yeah.
So I think the bar had put a competition on.
Which we didn't know anything about.
So someone came running over to us and said, well, I've just won a bottle of bubbly thanks to you.
I'm like, okay, that's cool.
And it's not like, you know, when you walk in there, it's like, introducing Mr. and Mrs. H of the Bed Hoppers
No,
podcast.
of course not.
Oh,
But I
it
was
sounded a bit like that
like,
awful
oh.
intro I used to do. That's,
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
not 18, I still can't do it. I still can't fucking do it. If you're not 18, it sounds horrible.
You hate it.
Ah.
Do you want some tea to spit out, darling?
Anyway, so they don't do an intro as you walk in. It's not like the court of old.
No.
So there was no announcement to say that we're here.
You didn't have your loot, so
I didn't have my loot, and there
No.
weren't a number of hotties sprinkling out flower petals as I walked down the stairs.
No, do you want to put that into the ring for kind of like improvement program for Vanilla Alternative?
Maybe it's like the Prince Ali entrance. Make way, bang the drums, look out, here he comes. You're gonna love this guy, Prince Mr. H, Robbie is he, yalia ba ba.
So we got down there. We realised there'd been a competition.
Yes, to the competition. If you can tell us who the bed hoppers are, you can win a bottle of bubbly.
Yeah.
Now they didn't know who we were. It was like the worst competition ever.
They knew we were coming to Vanilla Alternative at night.
Yes, they did.
So they put this sign up above the bar, saying, "Yeah, if you spot them first, you get this bottle of bubbly."
But the irony was, we were upstairs for fucking hours.
So I don't know how it happened. So yeah, we went down and realised that this was happening, which was great.
Yeah,
And then I had a really awesome chat with the proprietors.
the
of-
proprietors.
The proprietors of VA.
Mm-hmm. They
over
were nice
the bar.
people.
So nice, really nice.
Mm.
So that was really fun, and we kind of like had a good chat around, you know, how great their club is and how much we like to promote it, that kind of thing. So that's good.
Which is good. We chatted to a few listeners here and there.
Yeah, but we didn't really get enough chance to properly talk to people.
Well,
that's
that's
sad.
Yeah, I think it was one of those moments where we had such a nice connection with our new friends that we did get dragged around a little bit.
Yeah, I really wanted to just like spend so much time with them because they were so great.
Mm.
So it's always a fine balance, isn't it, between not wanting to kind of like take your eyes off you, like, oh, I want to play with these guys, they're so nice, and then obviously wanting to meet new people as well. So
And it's always nice to meet listeners as well.
Yeah, it really is.
If you did see us that night, or if we just blatantly ignored you, we're very sorry. We were clearly all over the place, as per normal.
Yeah, but it was really, we did get to talk to quite a few people, to be fair.
We did.
Yeah.
And then we got to play a bit.
Didn't we go in the wet area?
We went into the wet area.
Bobbed
Did we
around
go
there
into
for a
Did we
bit.
go into the hot tub thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We bobbed around there for a
Bobbed
bit.
around there
That's
for
nice.
a little bit, which is good. And then we went in. Well, you had a go on the Lady Glory Hole.
I had a go.
Yeah, you had a go. You went in there.
And so did Emma Stone.
Yeah, but you went in there and she did.
Yeah.
And
That was fun.
that was fun. So it was interesting because we don't normally try the glory hole type stuff.
No. In fact, this was a first for me.
And a first for me, I think.
Mm.
So what was quite interesting is that, so you went in there and I was going down on you.
Lovely.
And out of 10,
No, we've been down this road before, dear. Do you really want me to rate you?
it was 10. It was 10.
So we were in the
Maybe
glory hole.
11. And then she was in the one next to you.
Yeah.
And he was going down on her.
Uh-huh.
And then at some point, some woman walked up and said, "Yeah, I'm going next on that." not having a go on the glory hole, but having a go on you.
Oh my
I
god.
was like, "No, you're fucking." And then someone else came up and said the
Like
same
a
thing.
theme park attraction.
I know. I was like, "It's not a fucking deli counter, love. We're not giving away tickets
That's so funny.
So-
Outside of ham, please.
and some olives."
And some clams.
Yes, exactly. I don't think you get clams at a deli counter.
Bearded clams.
Oh, maybe we had some of those. So then we shushed and swapped. No one's ever been this clever.
Such subterfuge,
I
honestly.
know, right? The fact that you could probably hear us talking about it, and there was like a 2-minute kerfuffle where we tripped over each other trying to arrange that, didn't give away the fact that we had swapped.
Yeah, we were wise to your little ways.
Really.
Mm.
I think you were just kissing Emma Stone behind the background.
No, I wasn't.
I bet you was.
No, I wasn't.
No, you weren't?
You can't prove nothing.
All right then, fine. So, anyway, we did that, and then we got out of there,
Mm-hmm.
and then we decided that we'd roll around aimlessly on the giant 4-poster bed
Oh, in the kink area.
in the kink area.
Which is quite funny.
Kink area?
Kink area.
Kink area. Sounds like a really bad fruit, doesn't it?
It does a little bit.
Or I punched him right in the kink area.
It was quite empty by this point, actually.
It was. Well, it was
Yeah.
emptying out a bit, and I think people were playing at this
Yeah.
stage. So, but that area was quite quiet. So we all jumped on the bed, and at this point, you misplaced your watch.
Oh.
Not that we knew it until later.
No,
on.
we didn't know until later. But yeah, at this point, I probably misplaced it.
Hmm. And I saved it and put it in my shoe, but forgot that I'd done that.
Again, we didn't know until a day after.
Hmm. So there was a whole crisis the next day of, oh my god, we've lost your watch or whatever it is, and other things, and then found out they were all in my shoe, hidden in the suitcase.
Yeah.
Which is great.
All right.
Or travel swing bag or whatever it was.
So we lolled around on this bed for a little while.
Yeah, but it wasn't really. I think
It wasn't conducive to what we'd achieved up in the room earlier with the connection.
Mm.
And I know you're not keen on non-private areas sometimes.
No, and I think it was just it was all a bit kind of
Exposed.
open, and people, but then also people were leaving the club because that's one of the ways they leave or going out.
Yeah,
that way.
you have to go through that area to get out, don't you? So.
I think so. Well, no, you don't, do you? Actually, because
Yeah, you
there's
do.
a toilet that way.
Oh,
That's what it
okay,
was.
that's what it was.
So there was people constantly coming through,
Mm.
and it just felt a bit rubbish.
Not what we'd previously got.
So we decided to take the party back upstairs.
Yay! La
Yay.
la 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 la.
And much sexy time commenced. Out of 10, what would we?
That was super fun. Really fun. So we went back up to the room, which was hot as balls because all the rooms in Vanilla Alternative are really hot. We should have
Yeah, they
mentioned
do
that.
get quite warm.
Yeah, we do.
It's all the sex underneath heats up the
They
rooms.
have really small windows. They really do have small windows because the
Great
hotel
room,
is-
small windows.
Yeah, because the rooms
Best
are
review
so,
ever.
The rooms are so oldie worldy kind of thing. They've got little small windows that don't open very much.
Yeah.
So it's quite hard to get a good airflow through there.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's fair.
However.
So, We had some sexy times.
Yes, we did.
They were good sexy times.
Yes, they were.
Yes. However, something happened that doesn't normally happen. And it's something we often get a question about, actually. Two things. One was I used the hot octopus cock ring thing.
Yes, you did, with Emma Stone.
Yes.
She seemed to enjoy it.
Yeah, she seemed to enjoy it, which is good. But interestingly, we don't. In fact, that's something that we've done a little bit more recently. Has brought out the little hot octopus thing. It seems to go down quite well.
Yeah, do you know, it's funny. I used to have a little bit of I don't know, a little bit of an issue with you playing with toys with our ladies originally.
Yeah.
Not because it's a level of intimacy that I don't want to visit, because it's not particularly intimate, but it's more of an extension.
Quite.
No, I mean, it's more of an extension of our own playtimes that we then introduce toys into the mix.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm okay with it at the moment. It didn't bother me at all when I saw that you had the octopus. That was great. But it just reminded me that in the early days, I would probably have been quite reticent to let you play with a toy with another lady.
Well, the hot octopus is a bit of a lazy man's toy, to be fair, because you put it on your cock,
yeah,
and then you don't have to move. You just literally lie still,
it's actually better for the woman if you lie still,
which is great.
Because when you have a cock ring on, if you're moving around a lot, then it moves away from the pleasure centre. So
From the pleasure centre.
Pleasure centre.
Is that like the arcade?
It's like a leisure centre, only it's a pleasure centre.
Oh, really? Many
No,
coin slots were filled.
It works better if it stays in direct contact with you.
Well, I know. So therefore, I just need to lie there.
Yeah.
This is
The
perfect.
stiller the better. Don't fucking move.
Yeah. So, interestingly, we had a lot of fun with that.
Yep.
But one of the things I did, sometimes I like to use a delay condom, right?
Okay.
So in this case, I did use it.
Mm-hmm.
And because it was on my cock for a very long time not a very long time, for a period of time.
A period of time.
With the hot octopus.
Did he go a bit numb?
It did go a bit numb. So it did take me a lot longer to come than normal. Like, it took me more than 30 seconds, which is a lot longer than normal.
What a lucky lady.
Oh, I know, really. She had the full works. Not to say that I didn't enjoy it, because I very much did.
Mm.
In fact, out of 10...
Seriously.
So
a
what that
rare
meant-
situation occurred.
So, yeah, not a rare situation. Let's not be unfair to me here.
No, but a situation that we don't encounter that frequently then.
Where Barney Stinson had finished, and you'd finished,
Mm-hmm.
and
we were
I
waiting
was
for
still
you.
waiting for me. Which I'm still quite happy about.
Well, do you know, it's really interesting because how do you, in a four-way dynamic, all silently communicate to get to a finish line at the same time?
I don't think.
Where's the etiquette of who carries on and once one couple have finished? It's an odd scenario.
I mean, basically, you keep going until Mrs. H pulls out Pokemon, which could be a minute in,
Well,
10 minutes in,
You know,
half an hour
if you
in.
played separately as a couple and you start off as a four and then you drift apart and go into your couple bits, fine. It's possibly not so much of an issue. But if there's four of you on a bed
Mm-hmm.
and then two of you finish, what do? Do you just sit there and like cheer you on, or do you get a cup of tea? Do you go and have a drink? Do you have a chat?
You wipe my
What do you do?
head down with a flannel. You give me a Sports Aid drink, a Powerade, a Red
Have
Bull.
some Gatorade.
You have some Gatorade, yeah.
I mean, the ideal is that you all kind of get to a finish line at largely the same point. So
Is that
at
the
Ben,
idea, though?
No,
I mean, does
I
that
don't
not
know.
add more
That's the point
pressure?
I'm
So-
making.
I think often these things naturally end around about the same time.
In a way,
just-
it's almost like a...
With a couple
Are
of
they
minutes
done
either
right? We
side.
should be done.
But this was a bit longer than that.
It was.
Not a massive amount of time longer. I'm not going to show off here. But
No, but I kind
was-
of didn't know what to do.
it was enough for you to... Well, you both actually...
We both went and hid in the bathroom.
By the time you got to the bathroom and got yourself a water, that was the...
We politely took ourselves to the bathroom to get some water and allowed you to a little bit of privacy.
What you should have done is just gone past me, high-fiving me.
Get on with it. No, it's...
You didn't say my trigger word. Finish! Ah! Done!
It's an odd one. I mean, I have been in situations with you where I've finished with the guy and you've been carrying on with a lady, and I'm kind of like it awkwardly sort of sitting on the bed while it's going up and down still. And like, what do we do? Do we watch telly? Do we have a chat? Where do we go? We
Equally,
can't
it's been
leave
the-
the room because that's weird.
It has been the other way around before as well.
No, I agree. It has been.
So I think quite often you need to pull yourself away from the situation a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Otherwise, it's just awkward.
It is a bit awkward. I mean, but we've been there and we've got ourselves back involved.
Yeah.
In the situation. So
depends just where the play session's going.
Yeah, but it was very late, I think.
It was super late.
And I think, we'd kind of exhausted the sexy times.
Yeah.
And me.
So we went and hid in the bathroom, got some water.
Yeah.
And then came back in.
Then came back in. Well, so, and everything did finish off very nicely at that point. To be honest, I didn't really notice that you'd gone. Well, I knew that you'd gone, but it didn't make much of a difference more than anything else. However, pleased to say that I very much got there. And but it was just an interesting thing actually, in that it's something that we've encountered every now and then, where one part of the pairing sort of seems to be going on longer than the other, and it's actually what do you do in that situation. So this one, you took yourself away for a moment. I don't think that made a massive amount of difference. Timing was just a bit odd, but actually it's one of those things where I think you just need to try and read the situation and make your best guess as to what to do. It wouldn't have hurt if you said, do you want us to join in, or I don't think that would have mattered too much.
No, probably not. But equally, I didn't want to bulldoze my way into a situation which you were clearly enjoying. So.
That's true. Putting the television on and quoting Alan Partridge was a mistake. Aha! Smell my cheese.
Oh my God.
Jurassic Park. So yeah, that didn't help. But no, honestly, it's. I think it's one of those things where you just take stock and kind of try and do your best to sort of work it through. The important thing is to try and enjoy it in terms of seeing your partner having fun, because it's one of those spaces where if you're not in the right headspace, and that can send you down a really dark path, and you can get really upset over that.
Yeah.
So, I was pleased that didn't happen, and you I think more than anything, you took yourself away to give yourself that break a little bit.
Plus, it was quite funny, just like peering around the bathroom door at you two.
Sneaking up and watching yourself.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, well, I'm glad I was able to put on a show for you, if no one else that day. So that was our experience. Oh, and the following morning, we had breakfast with them, which is really nice, which is really cool. And it's a really nice little moment just to wish them well and make sure that it was on the way. I finished breakfast really quickly though, and then everyone had to eat around me, and I sat and watched them eat breakfast. So the debt was repaid the following day.
Man, he got to the finish line early.
I know. I do eat quickly. Oh, no. So overall, it was a really, really interesting experience, and it was really nice to have made some great new connections. Once again, they live fucking miles away from us.
God, I know.
So
I really want to see them again as well.
I know. If they can stop going on fucking holiday, or we can stop fucking going on holiday, then we'll be able to do that.
When the moons align, I hope we will see them again.
Yes. I'm sure. Well, I'm sure we've had a message from them this morning, so we'll follow that up at some point. This. Yeah, which would be good.
That's what it's all about, isn't it, dear?
It is. So that was our catch-up at Veneta Alternative.
Yeah.
What's next? Well, we don't have a fucking clue.
I'm afraid the diary needs a little bit of updating, and I need to actually look and see what's happening.
Yeah, I think we've got a few catch-up with friends potentially on the horizon.
Potentially a glamping trip?
I'm not sure about that.
Wow.
We may be heading north
quite
at some point.
Yeah.
Past the wall.
Yeah. To maybe visit a club up north.
Yeah. I think we know that our next episode will be Singapore, Australia rundown. That may even go into a couple of episodes. We'll see.
You know what? We were away for such a long time. We might not do it justice in one episode.
No.
But we'll see how it goes.
Well, what we'll do is we'll talk really, really fast, and then you can listen to it at half speed, and it's going to be absolutely perfect. So a bit like how much woodchuck, woodchuck.
Something like
That's going to be the speed that we're going to be talking from now onwards. So if we can all.
It will take you a whole hour just to get through all the stupid things I did.
No, it'll take 3 weeks to get through that.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? So, we'll cover breakdowns 1 to 3 for Mrs. H. We'll be covering sexy times 1 to 1, and
no, that's not fair. Come on.
What?
I did make some stupid hours of judgment.
Yes, you did. And
Which no one will ever let me forget, probably.
Look, I'm going to take some cop at some point over something that I said. And I know...
Oh, yes, you are.
And I know it's probably going to be out on Twitter already. Because I've commented on something today that is probably going to make me look like a right twat. And then everyone's going to laugh at me because I'm not on the good, hey, Mr. H, you're so entertaining. But Mr. H, what a fucking wanker you are.
No one thinks you're a wanker.
Yes, they do. They constantly write in and tell us that is the case. Mr. H, you're a fucking wanker.
It's okay, I have more than enough of my own little...
Wanks.
No. Interesting... I can't even... No, I'll give too many things away.
Oh, great
No,
spoilers.
No,
Nice.
I'm not.
Good.
I'm not going
Okay.
to give anything away.
So anyway, our next show we'll be talking about that. We've got a couple of adventures on the horizon potentially, but nothing locked in solidly. And in the meantime, if you want to get in touch with us, you can find us at Twitter at BedhoppersUK.
Apparently you'll find me at the gym.
Yeah. Well, we've got to go to the gym at one point, dear.
Yeah.
So Bedhoppers Suck or BedhoppersUK on Twitter, bedhopperssuck at gmail.com or bedhoppersuk at gmail.com, or fabswingers at bedhoppers.
Yep.
And that's about it really for the moment. So get in touch with us if you've got any questions, anything that you'd like to tell us, any stories you'd like to share, or even if you're just feeling a bit bored and fancy typing on a keyboard.
Or just some Pokemon friends.
Yeah, you know, if you have a friend code, then fuck you. Don't send it to me. I'm not having another fucking one of those. Don't feel obliged to set up another Pokemon account just so you can appease Mrs. H with your poker gifts on a daily basis.
I love it.
No. Anyway, Mrs. H, do that funky thing.
Well, thank you for hopping into our beds.
So this is the funny bit we do at the end, where often our jokes are hilarious and you go away laughing many times over. But in this situation, we want to talk about something serious. While we were in Australia, we heard about the pledge of the ever-increasing and ever-endangered drop bears. Now, these drop bears fall from the trees or from low-cut buildings onto your head. Drop bears are dangerous and can seriously harm human buildings. I don't know. They can harm. I can't even say this seriously. Anyway, the point is, our friends convinced Mrs. H that drop bears exist. We're not going to be telling you about how or why yet, but just to let you know that if you've got time over the next couple of weeks and you've never heard about a drop bear, have a look on the internet, search it up, and then we'll tell you all about them in the next episode. So more of a trail there.
Drop bears.
Drop bears. Look out for drop bears.
It's a real fear.
Not to be confused with gummy bears, panda bears, or koala bears. Drop bears are real.
Drop bears.
Drop bears.
Mm.